I can't have you on this show without asking you about your relationship with Kelsey Plum and how that came to be.
So she comes up in the gym. We was doing this one-on-one full court drill, and I needed a partner. And so Coach Bam, our coach at the time, she was like, "Hey, Kels, can you come play T real quick? Like, she needs a partner. Like, it won't be too bad." She didn't lace up her shoes, no nothing.
She thought it was gonna be light.
Yeah, I thought, she thought it was gonna be light. I did like a little crossover, and like she bit on it. I was like, oh.
Uh-oh.
And so she she tightened up her shoelaces and she
gotta lace them up.
Yeah,
now.
She wiped her feet, everything. And from that point on, we talked a little after that, and she was just saying, "Hey, I love your game. Like, keep pushing and all that stuff." She's even like coached one of my games before.
Really?
Yeah, during that summer.
You ended up essentially only playing 2 years of high school basketball. Yet you were still one of the highest recruits in your class. Wasn't that like a #1 recruiting class that year that you were going into?
Yeah, we were.
Don't be humble. Don't be humble. What was like the first game, aside from that Paris game, do you really felt the magnitude of the South Carolina fan base?
Obviously, you got to say the Tennessee game. The last Tennessee game in Greenville. Camilla shot it. We were all looking like,
it was like slow-mo.
We were like, bro, no way. Oh my gosh, bro. I was the first one to jump on her. I was like, it was so crazy.
Proud to be partnering with Underdog Sports, my favorite place to play fantasy games. You gotta check out Pick'em. It's so easy to play. Just pick higher or lower on your favorite or least favorite player's stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in a single night. Underdog keeps it super simple with their easy-to-use website and mobile app. Sound like fun? Sign up with the promo code LIVThompson to claim your free pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 bonus cash. Can't wait to see your entries. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Coop, the show that celebrates the past and present sung and unsung legends of USD athletics. I'm your host, Olivia Thompson, and today I am joined by a current women's basketball player, a national champion, Gamecock point guard, Te-Hina Paopao. Paopao, welcome.
Whoa, thank you for having me.
Yeah, of
Happy
course.
to be here.
I'm glad to have you on. How you been doing? What's been up?
I've been doing.
Yeah, mid-season.
It's like part of that season where it's just like everything is just going slow and long days. We just started school, so I've been doing pretty well, just taking one day at a time.
Yeah, for sure. And y'all just got out of what they called the gauntlet.
My gosh.
Yeah, those were some tough games y'all had, but y'all look great, for real.
Yeah, no, I'm happy that's over, but I'm sure we're going to have, games like that in the long run, so I'm sure. So I'm happy that we got it early in the season.
Yeah, they definitely build you up for what's to come, especially the way our team does. So that's a good thing to have those difficult games earlier in the season to where it's not as hard later on. But I know it's covered up right now, but I got to talk about your new ink. I love it.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes.
So I got a quarter sleeve. It's about tribal, Samoan culture. So I got it done during the Christmas break. I had literally nothing to do back home, so I was like, why not just get a quarter sleeve done?
Might as well, just something to do on a random.
Exactly. So, I already had something tribal, but I wanted to add more to it, so I ended up getting that, and I love it. The fans love it, everyone loves it, and it's just something that I'm able to share that's part of my story and part of my culture and who I represent. So it's really cool to have that, and I think it's gonna be my last big one, but we'll see. Tattoos are addicting, so
definitely. I don't have any, but that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. I heard that once you start, you can't stop.
Yeah, no, I thought I was gonna stop with my first one, and then I think I'm.
How many do you have right now?
3, 4, 5, 6, about 7.
Goodness. All right. Yeah. I could definitely see even more, but I think this is fire. I wanted to ask you what it means to you to be Samoan and that be a part of that culture.
Man, I love it. It's something that I embraced recently, especially in the basketball world. It's something that I cherish and that I'm blessed with. And, it's helped my identity and it's become who I am because that is who I am. And it's just something that I love, and it's something that I want to inspire younger generation poly hoopers to be like. I never really had that, that role model in the basketball world as a female Samoan hooper. So just being able to be one of those, representations of the culture. I'm really proud of that and just want to keep pushing that agenda.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And honestly, you're one of the only Samoan athletes out here. Like that, your population is more on the West Coast, I would say. Like you seem like you're kind of like a minority for your culture out here. But I love how you've brought your culture here. Last year, you gave the coaching staff leis, and you came out. What do you call that attire you came out in on senior night?
So I came out with tea leaves around the neck and a haiku on the headpiece. And it's just something that I've loved, and I'm very appreciative of everyone for accepting that and just wanting to learn more about my culture. Even my teammates, they've learned so much over the past year about my family and how we're such a unit and how everything is about unity and togetherness. And they ask questions, they're curious, and I'm really happy about that because, as you said, there's not really much down here in the South, and I'm just really happy to be part of that, that percentage of Samoans down here in the South. And we plan on bringing more. So
absolutely,
you just got to keep pushing that agenda.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I mean, piggybacking off of that, talk about family. You also got another tattoo recently matching with your best friend, Kylee Watson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was talking to my last guest. I was talking to Chloe I was talking to Bree about how beautiful the Sisterhood of women's basketball is. Just talk to me a little bit about y'all's friendship, because you guys met when you were playing at Oregon, right?
Yeah. So I came in with a group of girls at Oregon. There was like 5 of us, and we were a really tight-knit group. We still talk to this day. I mean, we're all at different schools right now, but Kylee was just like that one person that I really got close with, and something that we've been wanting to do for a while. We just haven't got the time to do it. And recently I wanted a tattoo, and then she got one, and then we was like, okay, let's get one. And so it's like it's a flame with like the numbers in Roman numeral 224, which is today, tomorrow, and forever.
That's sweet.
And so I know it's kind of cliche, but like it's just really something that we've been wanting for a while, and just something that means a lot to us because we're going to be together, till we die.
Right, absolutely.
Like for lifers,
definitely.
and it's a flame is to represent a twin flame because we're twin flames.
Twin flame.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Right, naturally.
So it's just something that we really wanted, and we're just really happy that we've gotten it recently.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's very sweet to be able to do that. And it makes me very happy to see the relationships that you make with people throughout your journey. And even though you only played together for how many years was it? Was it 3 or?
It was 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I just learned that like relationships are super important, and they'll get you far in life.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will. And I mean, speaking of relationships and going back to that family aspect, family is very important in your life. You come from a big family. You come from a very athletic family too. But you're the only basketball player in your family, aren't you? Or
I am. I mean, my brothers played, my sister played, but they stuck with football. And yeah, I guess I am the only hooper in the family.
Yeah. How did that come to be that you chose that direction? Because I saw that you have 2 cousins who play softball, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could have gone that route. You could have gone any other route, but what chose you to choose basketball?
Well, I didn't like outside sports. I didn't like to be out in the sun. I didn't like the cold. I didn't like the weather conditions, and just like not knowing if we were going to play that day or just practicing in like cold weather. Like I don't do that. And then volleyball, I didn't like the uniforms. I didn't like the spandex.
That's real. Yeah.
Like I was a little tomboy growing up. So like
I don't want skin tight. Right.
Yeah, exactly. So I was not doing that. Like I would wear basketball shorts.
I wore basketball shorts all the time.
Knee pads.
No, absolutely not. Just like long basketball shorts. You don't need knee pads if your shorts go below your knee.
Exactly. So that came about. I was like, well, basketball is it. I watched my brothers play at tournaments. My parents dragged me along because I didn't have babysitters growing up, so they just dragged me along to the tournaments, and I just really enjoyed the camaraderie and the togetherness and just how it seemed fun, and so. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It is really a really special sport. And I mean, all sports are, but I think basketball, and I'm biased, of course, but just the closeness and the sisterhood that it has. And I mean, it just graduates throughout life. Like we talked about how you make connections with someone for 2 years, and like that's someone who you're going to know for and be close to for the rest of your life. Yeah. I just think that that's a beautiful thing. But I read somewhere that you were doing like 4 and 5 a.m. workouts when you were like a wee one.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you started doing those?
I think it was about 6 or 7.
Wow.
My brothers, they would work out before school. So school started at 7:30. They'll probably start working out at like 5 a.m.
Man. And how old were they at this point?
Oh, I don't know, girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I have no idea. But all I knew is my dad would drag me out there and just like, you know, run with them and like just work out with them and just really get that, you know, that competitor and like knowing what the grind is and knowing if you really want it or not, because you're going to drag a little girl out at 5 a.m. to work out with their brothers before school starts. So that was really when the grind started and knowing if I really wanted to do this or not. And I did question it a little, like, why are you bringing me out here? Like, I don't play football. Like,
like my bones are still developing.
Exactly. Like, why I got to do all this? Like, why I got to live with them? Like, at such a young age. But it's become who I am, and I'm very grateful for that opportunity and just how they pushed me at such a young age.
Yeah, certainly. That work ethic that was established at a young age is definitely taking you far. And I saw something else talking about how there was one day, I think you were about 8. I know too much information. I do too much research, but
that's good. That's good.
Yeah. You were out on a blacktop and a high school coach had spotted you and kind of recruited you to go to the high school you ended up going to. Is that true? Can you tell me a little bit about that story? Honestly, search might be off.
I don't even remember.
That's what the article said. I'm just going with it.
Well, if the article says that, I'll believe the article. Sometimes. Don't always believe what you see, though.
Yeah, don't.
But at that point, I don't even know how that even came about. But I do remember that I always worked out on the blacktop. Like, I'd always go to my brother's practice, and my dad would go watch the practice. But like when I started getting, you know, pretty good at basketball, he would work me out on the blacktop, and then you see like high school coaches, like all the players see me dribbling the ball out there and shooting hoops with my dad, and it was just something that it's like, you know, instilled in me, and like memories that were good and bad, and definitely. That it just made me who I am today. Yeah,
those workouts with your dad can get a little dicey. I know all too well. Me and my dad, we used to go out in our backyard. We had a blacktop too, and we would play 1-on-1, and it would not be pretty. But it was like that makes you great. And I mean, just having that toughness and that work ethic, like you said, I mean, it takes you far. Yeah. But yeah, when did you realize that you were good at basketball?
Man, probably at 5th grade. Yeah. When I started playing with high schoolers. My AAU coach was making me play with like 16, 17-year-olds when I was in 5th grade. And then I realized that I could really go far with this and do what I can do. And that was probably when I thought I was pretty good. Actually, no, cut that. cut that out. I think like probably like my 7th grade year going into my 8th grade year. Okay. Yeah, so I had a couple offers going into there. That was like probably like the best I've ever felt in my you know, basketball career at that point, and that was probably like the best, or when I really found out I was pretty good at basketball.
Definitely. And then, what was the name of your high school again?
La Jolla Country Day.
Yes. That high school now has a couple prestigious women's basketball players coming out of it. I can't have you on this show without asking you about your relationship with Kelsey Plum and how that came to be. Because I read the article, so
yeah,
I know.
I bet you read a lot of articles about it, did your research. But KP, she's family for life. You know, like I said, relationships, lifelong friends. It's just someone who I could count on at such a young age, being with someone who has competed at the collegiate level and has been through it all. Just being able to get that early access to someone like that, it was a blessing, and I was very grateful for our relationship. I still am. And she speaks a lot of life into me, and you know, I still text her, talk to her till this day, and you know, she's been through it all. She's experienced all levels of you know, basketball, and so just having someone like her in my life, it's something I don't take for granted.
Yeah, it's certainly not every day that you have a WNBA player and one of the best players in the WNBA who also plays your position to pick her ear and learn from throughout your career. So that must have meant a lot for you.
Yeah, no, she's like super genuine. She's authentic, and that's what I love about her. Like, she's not afraid to say what's on her mind or answer the questions with the answers I don't want to hear, but I got to hear at the same time.
Yeah, no, that definitely means a lot and takes you very far when you hear the things that you don't want to hear but need to hear it. Can you tell me a little about your story with her and how y'all's relationship started?
So yeah, boom. So she comes up in the gym, you know, it's Kelsey Plum. Like, oh my gosh, like, bro, like she's really in this gym right now. And so we was doing this one-on-one full court drill, and I needed a partner or like someone that was, challenging because at the time I didn't really have anyone to challenge me at that point. And so Coach Bam, our coach at the time, she was like, hey, Kels, can you come play T real quick? Like she needs a partner. Like it won't be too bad. And I'm pretty sure she has some orange hyperducks. I'm pretty sure high top hyperducks. I know I might be wrong, but I had pink ones on too. So and so she was like, yeah, I'll come. Like she didn't lace up her shoes, no nothing.
She thought it was gonna be light.
Yeah, I thought she thought it was gonna be light.
No.
But being the little girl I was starstruck. So I was like, I don't care about that. Like come guard me.
Like, run it.
And so I did like a little crossover, and like she like bid on it. I was like, oh, okay, tight, all right. And so I ran down, got a layup, and like you're supposed to go down to the other end. And so she like she tightened up her shoelaces, and she
gotta
like,
lace them up.
Like she wiped her feet, everything, and she was guarding. I was like, oh, okay, tight. Like okay, I see. That's love right there, because that's at first she was like, oh, what am I gonna do? Like I might get hurt or something. Like so.
Right.
From that point on, we talked a little after that, and she was just saying, hey, I love your game. Like, keep pushing and all that stuff. She's even like coached one of my games before.
Really?
Yeah, during that summer. And so just having a leader like her in my life, and someone who's done it all and has been through everything. And she's an inspiration. She's like really, she's family, and I love her for that. And I'm very grateful for her. Her in my life.
Definitely. I bet it was cool to see her last year because she came to one of the games at home, right?
Yeah, no, that was cool.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to see her. Like I was on the bench and I was like, huh? Is that KP over there?
Right.
And they were like, Kelsey? I was like, yeah, she's right there. I mean, I still get a little starstruck to see her because she's so cool. But, like,
but that's your dog at the same time. Like, did you guys work out a good bit when you were in high school? Like, would she come back?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, she'd like text my dad because my dad would drive me everywhere. Like, mind you, I didn't get my license till like my junior year of college. So,
oh my
like, that
God.
was
Are you serious?
I'm being so serious.
Wow. Well, I guess in Cali, like it's a little bit different out there. But like, no.
I was in Oregon at the time.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Like,
oh, that's right. You were in Oregon for your
But
junior.
yeah, my dad would drive me everywhere. So like she'll text my dad like, hey, like, he call him P. My dad's name's Paul. Hey P, like, we're going at 6 a.m. like tell T to pull up type. And so like, we get in, get out, and I feel like she invited me just because of how I can hang in there. I can like compete with her and just be able to make shots.
Yeah, right. You
do my job. And,
right.
I'm super grateful to have the opportunity to work out with her, because not a lot of, young hoopers get the opportunity to, train with pros at such a young age.
Right.
And,
nor do the pros want them to. It's
exactly.
Not like we wanted
so
you there.
it was a blessing for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful for that. And hopefully I can do that to the next generation as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That is something that to pass down to others. And then transitioning into your high school career, you had a bit of a rocky start to your high school career. Sorry to get into it, but I mean, it's important, and it's very, it means a lot to your story. It speaks a lot to your work ethic and working through adversity and just how mentally tough you are. Your freshman season, you tore your ACL. Talk to me about what that was like for you. I mean, like that's a lot, especially for a young person like that.
Yeah, so at the time, my brother also tore his ACL.
Really?
I mean, he was a couple months ahead of me because he tore it before me. And so I felt kind of at ease just because he's been going through that process. And then I'm just now joining him in that process. And he helped me a lot during that journey and during that rough time because of how we were both doing it together. Right. And having someone do it with you is fun and like kind of takes the ease off of it. But at the same time, it was still hard because everyone struggles, when they get injured, and, everyone handles it differently. And so just having him there with me helped a lot. And I'm very grateful for that. And he was just, just telling me to keep going and keep working hard, and then that I'll get through it. Yeah. And seeing him go through it and do what he did, it inspired me for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you guys do rehab together?
We did it a couple times, but he was like further.
Oh, okay.
Further along with his ACL.
I gotcha.
But still seeing him like recover from that and do what he did in high school and then did what I did, it was it was cool.
Yeah, certainly.
But not cool to tear it.
Absolutely
but like
not.
Cool to experience that pain with someone else.
Right. Have a little shoulder to lean on.
Exactly.
I saw that you recovered from your ACL surgery in 4.5 months.
Ugh.
That is unheard of, girl. What the heck?
I
What
know.
sort of work goes into recovering from an ACL in 4.5 months? Like, that is blasphemy.
First of all, I regret that every single day. No, I'm just playing. But I do regret coming back that early, just because that ended up being part of the reason why I tore my other one.
Right.
And so to get back in 4.5 months, it took a lot of everyday rehab, doing things on your own and not only doing it when you go to PT, and just being disciplined and doing your own workouts at home and having people there to support you. And just having the mindset that you want to get back fast to play the game that you love, and just getting back before like the championship games or something like that. So that was a goal of mine. I wanted to get back before we started playing for the championship back home. And then that ended up being my downfall. Yeah.
'Cause how long afterwards did you tear it again?
So I got back in like, let's say March. I tore the other one in like October, November.
Dang.
Yeah, so I actually had a pretty good AAU summer.
Okay.
And then it was the first game of my sophomore season where I tore it. Mind you, when I did it, it was non-contact, but I knew instantly that I tore it. And then I was like, dang, I'm going to have to go through this process
all over again.
But this time, I'm going to take my time.
Right. We're not going to be crazy this time.
So we're not going to go OD with it this time. So
right.
knowing that at the moment, I mentally prepared myself. But I didn't want to tell my parents because, parents react to news differently, and I didn't want all that emotion on me because I'm already going through it.
Right.
And so at that time, I was like, dang, now I just got to, mentally prepare myself, get the surgery done, and just take my time, take one day at a time, and just enjoy the process, which I felt like I didn't do the first time because I just wanted to get back to playing basketball so fast. Yeah.
No, it is hard when you're so invested into a sport and you just want to get back to it. But with these things, you got to follow the pro.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it's really good that you had that mentality and you were a bit more, for lack of better words, mature with it, wanting to just take your time, ease back into it. But I mean, with that, you ended up essentially only playing 2 years of high school basketball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yet you were still one of the highest recruits in your class, and wasn't that like a number one recruiting class that year that you were going into?
Yeah, we were.
Don't be humble. But 2 years of high school basketball and achieving that much, what does that mean to you? Like,
it meant so much. All the the tears, the sweat, the hard work going into it, trusting God. Faith is a big part of my life, and my identity, I really had to lean in on God during that time, and just trusting the process and trusting His plan for me, because at times I did doubt His plan and just wondering why this had to happen to me, and why this, why that. But I always stood my ground on Him, and He's always pulled through no matter what. And so it's a blessing. It's made me who I am today. I think back and be like, wow, like I did all that. And I wouldn't say I still came up on top, but at the same time, I did come up top.
You did. I would say you did.
But by God's grace and mercy, He's done so much for me, and I'm still going to trust His plan.
Yes, I love that. So what led you to go to Oregon? What influenced that decision?
Ooh, so going to Oregon, so obviously Sabrina's year,
right.
all 4 years.
Oh, they were coming off of a crazy year.
They came off a crazy year.
Yeah. We still would have beat them in the national championship, though. Just saying, though.
But that year, they came off a hot year. Coming in, I felt like I was going to be like, not the next one, but like someone who could, carry the program to, a championship. And I wanted to stay on the West Coast. My dad called up all the schools from the East, from the South, like, hey, like, Te-Hina's not interested in y'all. She wants to stay closer to home, somewhere on the West Coast. And it was either San Diego State, the hometown school, be closer to family, because I love my family. Like, family's like a big part of me. I love when they come and support me and watch my games and stuff. Or go to Oregon, that's, far enough to where they can't visit, but, far away where they can. So that was really about it. It was just family and just coming in and being a whole new team and taking over a program that just came off like a hot streak and just being able to come in and potentially win a championship for them and win games and do what I do. And that's really a big reason why, and just the culture aspect of it. And I loved Eugene. It was like a really good college town and where you can really focus on basketball and life and other things.
Oregon is super cool. I haven't been out there, but that's definitely on the bucket list. You mentioned that you went in there to do what you do, and you certainly did. Yeah. You did what you do. You were all freshmen your freshman year, and then I have the accolades written down, but I'm not going to read them all. But you had a very achieved career throughout Oregon. Something I remember from your time at Oregon, and this is weird, but we played against you guys in the Atlantis tournament, so that was really cool. Like, what is that like
in the Bahamas?
Yes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I could not make that trip.
You really?
Yeah, I didn't make it.
Why?
I had to get surgery done. I had to get my meniscus cleaned out.
Oh, man.
Or like a knee scope. And so I wasn't able to travel with them.
They had to do the surgery right before the Bahamas trip? I'm kidding.
It was already not bad, girl.
Right. No, I'm kidding. But damn.
Unfortunately, I was not able to make it, but I heard a lot of good stuff happened down there.
Yeah, it was fun.
Not on Oregon's part, but y'all's part.
Yeah. It's okay. But to piggyback off of that, where has basketball taken you throughout your career, like travel-wise, new locations? Where have you gone?
It's taken me to plenty of places.
Yeah.
I went to Hungary.
Okay.
For, I think it was 18 years. I don't even know for USA basketball.
Right. We don't know the U's and all that.
I know. Yeah. But it's taken me there. It's taken me internationally. It's taken me in the States. So it's been a fun ride. It's been taking me on a great journey, and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, definitely. And to continue your journey, you did 3 years at Oregon, and you realized that it was time to enter that portal. Without saying too much, what influenced your decision to leave?
Wanting to win. I think that was a big part of it, and wanting to win and just find the love for the game again, and just having a new environment or like something new, and something that that I could take with me and just be able to go pro. That was another big reason why I wanted to leave, and just being able to win. That's literally it, and go pro. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you ended up at the right place.
I sure did.
But I know plenty of people who have been in the portal, but I haven't really asked what it's like to be in it. Like what, because it's like recruitment all over again. Yeah. But it also sounds like a very stressful time. So what was being in the portal like for you?
I love when people ask me this question, just because of how I now love South Carolina, but it's just like, there's so many like questions going into it, like questionable things, like, who's going to call, where am I going to end up? And just like, who's going to be my best friend? Who's going to be the coach I'm going to play for? And so like this time around, I didn't care where basketball took me. Like I didn't care if it was going to be in the South, the Midwest, the West Coast. At this point, I just wanted to win and just find the right home for me, and somewhere where I could fit in and just be, a great piece to the puzzle. And so, it was pretty fun. I got a lot of calls. I didn't miss that part. Just talking, just yapping with coaches. Right. But it really came down to one school, and that was TCU, because Mark Campbell used to coach at Oregon. He recruited me there, and he ended up getting the head coaching job at TCU. So it was a no-brainer. Like, I'm going to go to TCU, start moving our stuff to TCU and stuff like that. And then I get a call from my high school coach, like, hey, like, Dawn wants to talk to you from South Carolina. I was like,
Dawn?
Dawn Staley? Right. The team that, was in the championship? Right. She said, yeah. I was like, yeah, give me a call. Like, what the heck? Like, it would be dumb for me not to take that call. Right. And so I'm sure you guys have heard the story. Like, calls me, pull over from class. Hey, coach, how you doing? Yada, yada, yada. She said, hey, Te-Hina. Boy was on the call too.
Of course.
She's like, oh, I'll put you on speaker. She's right here. I'm like, okay, sounds good. And so she said, hey, we want you. Like, we want you to come out and visit. You saw that you're in the portal. Like, we want you, like this and that. He was like, yeah, that's great. Let me call my dad, get it situated and everything. Call my dad. Like, hey, dad, Coach Kylee called me. And he was like, what? Coach Kylee? No, he was ecstatic. Like, he was like, he was flipping his, and like, he was like yelling in my ear. I'm like, all right, chill. And like, next thing you know, like within like 2 hours, he's like, yeah, we already planned your visit. You're going to go see her this time, at this time. We're going to leave this time.
So he was like your manager kind of deal.
My brother is.
Okay, word.
Yeah, we'll get into that later.
Yeah, my bad.
He was like, yeah, you're about to visit this time. You and your brother are going to go to Portland, fly from there. You're going to go there, and then you're going to catch a red eye, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, dang, you just, I just talked to you like 2 hours ago. You already scheduled it.
Right.
And then history from there.
Yeah, absolutely. So what was your first impression of the team and campus and all that?
I'm not going to lie to you.
No, give us the truth.
I was a little like hard head. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
it's a change of scenery.
I came in, I was like, I'm not gonna go out. Like, I only came here strictly for basketball. I don't want to hang out with none of y'all. Like, like I've been through this for 3 years. I don't want to do none of this. It's business, straight business. And I was like giving like a cold shoulder. I'm not gonna lie to you. They will agree with you. And so I was like, knowing in my head, I'm gonna come here. Like,
right.
Sorry, TC. Like, sorry, Mark. Like, it would be dumb for me not to come to South Carolina. And such like, I'm going to be a great piece to the puzzle. And so during the visit, I just gave him a cold shoulder and, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. Like, everything's strictly business, school and basketball. Like, I'm not going to hang out with none of them at all.
Right.
Exactly. And so they thought I wasn't going to come, but in my head, I was like,
I'm coming here, guys.
I'm going to come here.
Right,
like, I'm sorry for acting like this. It's just like,
this is what I have to do.
Like, it's like, 48 hours, like I'm catching another red eye in the morning. Like I don't.
You can't expect too much out of me.
Exactly. Like I just came in on a red eye, like, and then like right from the red eye, we was already touring the campus. Like we was doing a photo shoot already. And
the
then
visits are like, oh my gosh.
Exactly. Like coming from the West Coast to the South, it's already a 5-hour flight and a red eye as that. Yeah, no, like I'm sorry, y'all.
Sorry,
like,
guys, you're not getting all of me.
Yeah,
today.
You're not gonna get all of me. Like right now, it's just basketball and school right now. I don't want to answer no questions. And so they didn't get none of that vibe from me just because of how like it was like 48 hours of just straight like campus tours, asking questions, eating. We ate so much. Like I got the itis, and the next thing you know, I got to leave at like 5 a.m. So I would say I did give them the cold shoulder a little bit, and they didn't like me for that. They even told me when I came.
That's so funny.
Which, granted,
I kind of deserved it, I guess.
I did. Like, honestly, I just came in thinking that, I did 3 years of this. Like, I don't need to do all that.
We're ready to just win a championship.
Yeah, I'm just ready to go. Like I don't need to do all that extracurricular stuff, but
look at us now.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I love that. I bet I couldn't imagine their reactions to that. I just can see all of them being like, this girl.
That's exactly how they were, bro. Right. But granted,
and then you just flip. As soon as you commit, you're like, hey guys.
Oh no. Not right away. Not right away.
So oh, okay. All right. So how long would you say it took you to like get comfortable and really show yourself?
When we started struggling together.
So like kind
of on the court.
Okay. So summer.
Oh my gosh, that summer was.
I've heard.
Brutal. It actually made me question why I came here or if I made the right decision.
Yeah.
Because girl, that summer was, oh my God.
Yeah, that's what
that
I've
was
heard
probably
from
like
everybody.
the most I've ever done in one summer. Like, yeah, that summer was brutal. Let me tell you, like, I've been in college for 3 years.
Right.
I never ran that much in my life.
That's crazy because we like never ran.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
But then I was like, well, we're running this summer.
So you lied to me?
And like that summer, it was just like, oh my gosh. Even the Final Four Fridays were hard.
They're horrible.
They were a little, she was a little off the gas this year. Because of like how we had to like, go places for the, the championship and like show face and all that. But my first
Last
year here, ooh, girl, I was like, bro, did I like make the right decision coming here? Like, what are we doing? Like, people, I mean, freshmen coming in and just like a whole new team. We didn't know how to act. We didn't know how to be around each other. And so it was just like everything was new. And so just coming in, we'd like run like every day, bro. Like, oh my gosh, like I couldn't even tell you, bro. It was just like running for days, like no matter what. And like we'd have 2 days off at this point because it's summer. But like every day we got on the court, bro, we would just run. And it was just like, bro, like,
yeah, that's horrible.
What are we doing?
That'll crush your spirit a little bit. Yeah.
Like, what are we doing, bro? Like, I don't want to keep doing this.
Right.
Mind you, I was out of shape.
Right.
So
but still a lot of running.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of us were out of shape, especially myself, just because I was coming back from like an injury. And so I was out of shape. So I was huffing and puffing like at least every workout we had. And just like, bruh, it was brutal. But that summer definitely brought us closer together. And I think that's what
definitely,
gave us that year.
Yeah.
That year we had.
So would you say that Paris game is when you realized that team in the summer transformed into something beautiful?
Girl. That Paris game. Oh my gosh. That game was crazy.
Did you see that coming from you guys?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, we had no idea what it looked like. I don't think
anyone did. Me and my mom were in this sports bar and we're just like, because I'm hearing stuff from Chloe. I'm seeing stuff on like social media. Like I'm like, oh my God. Like,
no,
what are we about to see?
We like literally did not think we was going to be like that.
Yeah.
Especially with how our workouts were going, how our practices were. And just like, because we only played against the highlighters. Like we never really had like a scrimmage. Like a scrimmage or like a closed scrimmage or like an exhibition game to like really see how we were. So Paris was our like real first test. And so,
jeez.
Yeah. So like, the first half was crazy. Like the first 5 minutes of that game.
Electric.
Super electric. And it felt like a home game.
Right.
And mind you,
it was so crazy.
I've never experienced a CLA home game, but it felt like a home game in Paris. Like, cause like, that was when I really knew that fans traveled. Like them Gamecock fans like travel.
They'll go across the pond.
Exactly. I'm like, this feels like a home game, like literally a home game. And I've never had a home game yet. That's crazy. So that halftime, like everyone just came in just like being loud. Yeah. Like, bro, like we could actually be good, bro.
We're
like
good at basketball. Oh
my God. bro, we could like really do this. Right. Like, bro, we're really good. Like, bro, we're like good. Like, that's what everyone was saying. Like everyone was just stunned and like excited. Like, bro, like,
wow,
what type of team are we gonna be? Right. Like that was like a real eye opener for us.
Yeah,
like,
and then it just took off.
From there.
To talk more about your experience in the SEC now, especially like at South Carolina, what was like the first game aside from that Paris game? Do you really like felt the magnitude of like the South Carolina fan base?
Ooh.
Because that LSU game at LSU was
that was wild. That was electric. That game, that was probably like the best road game we had that season. Just because of the atmosphere and all the fans booing us and just like how like there was so much hype into that game. And so that was like, I'd say that was one of the games, most definitely the UConn game. Yeah. That one was lit for sure. And obviously you got to say the Tennessee game, the last Tennessee game in Greenville. Oh my God.
That was crazy.
That was wild. That had to be
What was your reaction in that moment?
Oh my gosh.
Because everyone thought that we were screwed. We were like, man.
Not gonna lie. So there was like, what, 3.3 seconds left on the clock? I don't even remember.
I think it was less.
It was less? Okay, less than that.
Someone had time to catch and shoot, really.
Exactly.
When we got the ball back.
So we foul. The girl missed both free throws. And I was like, oh my gosh, wait, we could actually like, do
pull something off here, right? Yeah.
And then Leigh gets the rebound, gets fouled. Okay, thank goodness for advancing the ball. Yeah. Because if we couldn't advance the ball, we would have been cooked. That would have been the game. Yeah, we would have been cooked. And so I was like, y'all, wait, we can really potentially win this game. And so obviously, Raven's taking out the ball, Camilla at the top of the key, and I'm on the wing, and coach is like, Pow, be ready. I'm like, I'm not going to shoot the ball. Like,
Right,
there's
like
going to be
they're all
someone
over
on
me.
me.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
and so Camilla was wide open. Like, she was telling me, like, shoot the ball.
Man, her girl's in the paint.
Exactly. Like, shoot the ball. That Raven passed it in. Camilla shot it. We were all looking like,
it was like slow-mo.
We're like, bro, no way. Oh my gosh, bro. I was the first one to jump on her. I was like, it was so crazy. I've never been a part of like
a game
that type of experience in my life.
Awesome.
So like, it was super fun. That game was like, I mean, it was fun, but like at the same time, like, dang.
Like, we can't let this happen.
Exactly. Like, we was up like 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they came back. Something about Tennessee coming back from Leeds against us is crazy.
What is that?
But it was a cool experience, and for her to do that in front of her family as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Man, many emotions during that day.
Yeah.
And I'm just super, super happy for her, super proud of her for doing that. And we knew at that point that we couldn't let that get to us and ever feel like that ever again.
Yeah, definitely.
And we ended up not feeling that ever again.
Ever again. Not once. No, I mean, the ending to the all season, that was just amazing. And I mean, it means a lot to me to hear your journey, to hear your story and your intention for coming here, and then to make it happen your first year here. Like,
yeah, it's like super unheard of though.
Yeah, it is.
Especially for a transfer portal coming in and doing what I did.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be prideful, but
it's okay.
But you don't hear many stories like that where someone just comes in and just like becomes an instant piece for the team, and just being someone that they needed at the time for that team. And I'm just super blessed and grateful for the coaching staff for recruiting me and recruiting my family as well, because they're a big part of who I am. And they accepted them and accepted my brother because he lives with me down here in Columbia. Right. And then I'm just, God has his ways, and he was able to bring me here to Columbia and do what I do for the team. And it's still going up.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely is still going up. I think it's really special that your brothers have been with you throughout your college career, and they moved down here to be with you. What's that been like to have them here? What does that mean to you?
At first I hated it.
Yeah.
You're
like,
why are you bringing my brother?
Right,
yeah. At first I hated it at Oregon. I was like, bro, why are you like bringing my brother with me, bro? Like, you don't think I can take care of myself, or like, let me experience life by myself for once. But, long story short, it was just to, have family with me, and just being, just having an older brother like that, to just leave everything back home and to come live with me for these past 5 years. I'm super grateful for him, super blessed to have him, and it's definitely brought our relationship closer together. And I'm just super happy that he's able to experience this with me. Yeah, especially definitely. After being at Oregon for 3 years, and there wasn't really much going on over there. But for him to, come here my first year at South Carolina, experience what I got to go through, it was definitely a blessing, and I love him for that. And just being able to, drop everything that he was doing at the time to come live with me and take care of me and do what he's doing now is just, there's really not many words that I can explain how I feel about that. And I'm just, super grateful for him, and just being able to handle everything, like the logistics, the tickets, the, where everyone's staying at, or like where you have to be at this time. And so he takes everything off my plate in that aspect, and that he just helps me, just focus on basketball instead of just, taking care of the tickets and like who's coming or who's not coming. And so he's able to handle all that and just let me be and just let me focus on the game.
That's a huge relief.
Oh, absolutely. Because, people, how people are. They text you like, hey, I need tickets for this. I need tickets for that.
And I text my brother.
Exactly. That's what I say. I'm like, can you like text my brother? Like, he's the one that handles everything. Right. And so like he's, I call him my agent. He's basically my agent at this point. Like, can you just text my brother, please? Like, I don't know how many people are. Yeah. He'd just be like, how many tickets can you get? And then I'd be like, oh, I can get like X amount of number of tickets. He's like, all right, bet. And then he just sends me the names, and then I give
That's
it to
so nice.
Exactly. Yeah. So he does everything in that aspect. So it's like, boom, like I need this. Like, all right, boom, I got you. And then from there, you just meet the family after that.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you have family that travels long to come
exactly.
See you.
So I don't even got to worry about that. He'd be like, all right, I need the X amount of number of tickets. All right, I got you.
That makes your life so much easier.
So much easier.
Now you get to just focus on basketball like you came here to do.
Exactly. All business.
All business. That's so funny. So speaking of, what made you come back for your 5th year? Because, I mean, you had an incredible season last year, and you probably definitely could have gone pro after that last season. But what brought you back?
So not a lot of people know this, but I was struggling with some nagging injuries in my knee. And so, unfortunately, I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do my first year here as, like, more than a shooter. But I knew coming in that I was going to be a shooter. So my job was only to make shots. And so I was fine with that.
And you did.
Yeah. So I was fine with that because, you know, my knee was hurting. I couldn't move as much as I wanted to. And so I knew coming back another year, I'd be able to reset my body and do what I can that I wanted to do. And so I knew if I came back, I'd, you know, heal my leg up. I'll be able to lose weight. I'd be able to, you know, move faster on the court, move my, you know, my feet faster, and just become an overall athlete and just not being such a one-level scorer like I was last year. And so, you know, I was going to come back another year just because, you know, I wanted to get my body right, lose weight, and just be able to move faster and do more than I did last year. And I knew if I had another year that I'd be able to do that. And that's what we did. So after season, I did get surgery to, you know, get the pain out and all that. And so I was able to really refocus my mind and my body and just be able to showcase that I'm more than a shooter. And I feel like that I've been doing that this past season.
Definitely.
And just, you know, attacking the basket more, making plays more, shooting off the bounce more. It's just not only catch and shoot and just being a 3-level scorer instead of a 1-level scorer. And I knew that my draft stock would be even higher if I stayed for another year. And so it was a no-brainer for me to come back and just be able to, you know, also win another one. You know, once you win that first one, oh my gosh, you want to get that feeling back.
Oh, yeah.
And that feeling is just, you know, something I want to experience again.
Yes.
Because it was electric.
It's incredible. It's like just
it's something
unreal.
That you can't really explain.
No,
like,
you really can't put it into words.
Like people ask me like, how was it? Like I really can't.
You can't. Like it's just the emotional like heaviness, but also you're just like exploding. It's amazing.
No,
it really is.
It's an amazing feeling that I want to feel again.
Yeah.
And so that was another part of it, wanting to go back to back. And so it was really just resetting my mind and my body to be who I want to be and showcase my talents of not only being a 1-level scorer, but a 3-level scorer and playing on both ends of the court. Because I do feel like they had to hide me a little bit last year on the defensive end. But I feel like this year I've been able to, you know, hold my own and just not be that wink link where they can just attack me all the time.
I wouldn't call you a wink link, but I think it's amazing and a testament to how dedicated you are to this, that you wanted to come back and just really get sharper and sharper in these areas. And you are showing that. I mean, it's been displayed early in the season. And I'm really excited to see your progression and the whole team's progression. I mean, I know it's been hard losing Ash. That can feel like a huge detriment to your team, but you guys have honestly responded very well and people are carrying their weight and it looks great. I mean, I'm really excited. I definitely think you guys could go back to back again or back to back.
You know, it's a big goal of ours, but at the same time, we're just taking one game at a time, especially during this part of the season where it gets really hard and difficult and then long days become even longer. So we're just taking one day at a time. And I really want them to experience that feeling because that feeling.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Y'all, when I tell you, this feeling is, I can't even describe it.
Euphoric.
Yeah. My gosh, it was just amazing.
Yeah.
My favorite part about it is the confetti. I love the confetti. Oh,
yes.
My gosh. I mean, you get the confetti in the SEC championship and all that.
But something about that natty confetti. Oh,
yeah.
my gosh. Yeah. No, it hits different. It really does hit different, man. Those one of the best memories of my life. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and it's like one of the feelings when they didn't expect us to win the whole thing or even go undefeated. So that's what made it even more sweeter.
Right.
And like,
neither did y'all, really.
Yeah.
Like, did y'all even think y'all would end up there? Like,
no.
Yeah.
I mean,
once you got started.
Once we got started.
But like looking back to y'all's summer and just how y'all progressed throughout that season, like there's no one more deserving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great time.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm excited to see how the rest of this one goes. And it's just exciting stuff. I have 2 more questions for you before we end it. One is, what is the best piece of advice you've ever received, or what is a piece of advice you would like to share with others?
The best advice that I've received was to keep God in your life and take one day at a time. I know it's a little short, but like it's just something that you just gotta that I live by is keep God in your life and take one day at a time, because you just really gotta take one day at a time. I don't know what else to tell you. Like,
right? No, you gotta be present.
These days, and this generation's crazy. I'm not that old, but just taking one day at a time is just something that you just gotta really focus on and just keep God in your life. Mm-hmm. I know that's short, but
yeah. Well, if you look too far down the line, then you'll just like think yourself into situations that aren't even real. But if you just stay present and take it one day at a time.
Stay present is also a good one too.
Yeah, yeah. And then you'll just work
through where your feet are. Something like that. Like,
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Something like.
Just yes, but people don't practice it enough. And if you do practice it, then you'll really see the impact in your life.
Amen. That's the one.
The second question I have is, if you weren't a basketball player, what would you be doing?
Like sports-wise, or like
life?
Life?
Or sports, whatever you want to choose.
What would I be doing?
Do you have any passions outside of basketball? Any hobbies?
I just started getting into word search puzzles.
Okay, word. Yeah. Oh, no pun.
No pun intended. I just got into word search puzzles because I feel like I'd be too attached to my iPad.
You're an iPad kid.
iPad girl, bro. It's just too much for me. Sometimes you gotta take a break and do some, I actually like physically like highlight words.
Like on paper?
Yeah, on paper.
Wow, that's like prehistoric.
It really is. Yeah. But sometimes you gotta get away from the screens. That's
definitely.
Why like, I've had too much time. Let me go do my word search.
I like that.
Something light.
Yeah.
But
if you weren't a basketball player, you'd be doing word searches.
Yeah. I'd be traveling the world doing word searches.
Learning foreign language, doing word searches
different languages. Doing word
oh my God.
Different word searches in different languages.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Do it. Maybe when basketball's over for you, you can do that.
Oh my gosh. No, but real talk. How old am I? 22? 22 is too young to start a family, so obviously not that. I don't think I'd be in school. Mm-hmm. Would I be in school? I don't know. I don't even like school, so I don't think I'd be. And you got to pay for it. No, I'm not doing that.
Right.
I'll probably work with my dad.
What's he
home. Do? So he works with kids back home. He has like he works in our school district. So he pours into kids' lives. Like, so say you get suspended. And then, when you get suspended, it gets on your record. Mm-hmm. So instead of doing that, they just go talk to him, and like he goes visit schools and like pours into like kids' lives, and just be able to, he's been through a lot. As a dad, he knows what he's talking about sometimes. But he just pours into kids' lives, and that's what I want to do. And so that's probably what I'd be doing. I probably work for him in his company.
I think that's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Get a big paycheck too.
Oh, that one.
a little blessing, whatever.
I like that. Well, that's very special. I think you would be great at it. I mean, I know we don't know each other really well, but I feel like I've gotten to know you a whole lot better after this time together.
Yeah, for sure.
So Te-Hina, thank you for being on. I appreciate you. This was a really good time having a chat with you. And I'm Olivia. She's Te-Hina, and we'll see you next time on the Coop.